illustrate some prepositions we can use when we have to describe position and movement in relation to certain objects, so which are basically nouns. For example, the first preposition is in or inside. You can say something like, the ball is in the box. So in relation to the noun box, the preposition we use here is in. So like regarding a hollow thing, we use in or inside. A room, a box, and the like. And this position is on. This is at. At means around, somewhere around that place, not exactly inside a particular room or something like that, somewhere around that place. So at is a little new to our languages because now we don't have an exact equivalent in our languages for at. Next one is near. Near is also a little similar to at, but near is a vague preposition. Like it doesn't give the exact position, exact location. Next one is under, and the opposite of that is over. Next one is below, and the opposite of below is above. So over and above have similar meanings actually. But regarding like static location, like still positions, when we use above, the space between the two surfaces is more. Whereas when we say over, the space between the two objects is less. For example, you can say something like, the mother put a blanket over the child. So in relation to the noun child, the preposition we use here is over. Can we use above here? The mother put a blanket above the child.
No, sir.
No, you can't. Because a blanket is put in order to keep the child warm. So then the blanket has to touch the child. When you say above, what it means is like the two objects do not touch each other. And the next position is round or around. So this is a sort of movement through an arc, or so when there are things rising from both sides, can use through. Next one is among. When there are a lot of things around, you use the preposition among. When there are only two things around, we use the preposition between. And the next position is behind, and the opposite of that is in front of. In front of is a three-word preposition. It is not a single word. A combination like this is called a compound preposition. That means these three words act together to give the meaning. In front of is a compound preposition. So this position is along, this movement is along a street, along a river bank, and the like. And this one is across. When we are crossing, like cross is a verb, across is a preposition. And this movement is up, and the opposite of that is down. So this position is called opposite. Opposite means on the other side of the road. It's a little similar to in front of, but there is a kind of something like a road in between the two. For example, if you have come to the university, when you come to the university, you will see that there is a PET machines, People's Bank, this cash withdrawal machine opposite the main gate of the university. On the other side of the road towards applies science faculty side. And this movement is onto a flat surface. Onto is a single word. There's one word called on. There's a second word called to. And there's a third word called onto. It's a separate word. And the opposite of onto is off. And this movement is into a room, into a box, and the like. Into is also a single word, one word. And the opposite of into is out of. But out of is not written as a single word. Two separate words, a compound preposition. Out of is also a compound preposition. And this movement is past. When we are passing something, the preposition uses past, past, past. This position is next to, by or beside. Next to is a little similar to near, but kind of more specific. Next to means joining as the next building. This preposition is against. So when there's something for support, we use the preposition against. As in, when we lean against a wall. And this movement is over. So these two common prepositions, from and to. And the last one is towards. Towards means on that direction. Maybe we are not going exactly to that place, but we are going on the direction of that place, a desert again. So this way you can see there are a lot of prepositions that we can use when we have to describe position and movement. And what is given in the next diagram is an illustration about three similar prepositions used with like different nouns. For example, with the noun home, the preposition we use is at. So we say we are at home. But with the noun house, we don't say at the house. We say in the house. And on can be used like this way, on the corner and the like. In the same way, we can say we are at work. With work, we can use the preposition at. So regarding a vehicle like a car, you can say we are traveling in a car. But for a long vehicle like a train, English people don't use the word in. They say we are traveling on a car. Sorry, on a train. Similarly, we can say we are at the university. For a small airborne vehicle like helicopter, we can use the preposition in. We are traveling. We are in a helicopter. But for a large airborne vehicle like a plane, we don't say we are traveling in a plane. We say we are traveling on a plane. Similarly, you can say we are at college, just like when we say we are at the university. Then for a small kind of waterborne vehicle like a boat, you can use the preposition in. But for a big waterborne vehicle like a ship, we don't say in a ship, but we say on a ship. Similarly, we can say we are at the bus stop. To describe a particular place, particular point. Just like we say we are traveling in a car, we can also say in a taxi. But for a large vehicle like a bus, you don't say in a bus, but we say on a bus. Similarly, we can say at the traffic lights in a particular point. But in a noun phrase like a traffic jam, we use the preposition in. The same way, we can also say we are on the way, meaning that we are coming. So this way, Like this type of specific uses are also there, like through reading and usage, you have to learn that. So there can be minor differences in the way prepositions are used across languages. So in English, you can see like with different vehicles, we use different prepositions. So that way, you also have to look at the noun coming after the preposition when you decide on that. So what is given here is also kind of another visualization of another type of visualization of the prepositions we already discussed, prepositions or particles. Now, this one here, so there's a question here. Can you say the difference between through and alone? ICT 45, like what do you mean by alone here? Is it A-L-O-N-E alone or A-L-O-N-G alone? Yes, A-L-O-N-G like this. A-L-O-N-E alone is not a preposition. Same pronunciation, A-L-O-N-E and A-L-O-N-G, same pronunciation, but two different words. A-L-O-N-E alone is an adverb, whereas A-L-O-N-G is a preposition. I think when we read through these sentences, like you can see the difference. Like for like through is used, for example, like something like an arc. So when there are tall things from both sides, along is used when you have to move through a long path without turning. That is what is meant by along. Whereas through is used like maybe a town, a park, a wood. අපි මැදින් කියන වගේ අදහසක් තමයි true වල තියෙන්නේ. Along කියන්නේ දිගේ කියන එක. Now, for example, we'll start from here. He is walking past the post office towards the bank. So this person is walking past the post office towards the bank. So in relation to the noun, the post office, the preposition used is past. In relation to the noun, the bank, the preposition used is towards. He is walking past the post office towards the bank. ඔහු තැපැල් කාර්යාලය පසුකොට බැංකුව දෙසට ඇවිදගෙන යනවා. He is walking past the post office towards the bank. Next one. The ladder is standing against the wall. So this wall here is used as a support. So this ladder is standing against the wall. I think in our languages, we don't have an equivalent for this. එහෙම වෙනම එකක් සිංහල වල නැහැ, දෙමළ වලත් නැහැ කියලා තමයි මං හිතන්නේ. සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ ඉනිමග බිත්තියට හේතු කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි to එකට අදාළ එකකින් වගේ තමයි කියන්නේ. නමුත් ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් මේ against කියන preposition එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. The ladder is standing against the wall. The post office is below the travel agents. Here's the travel agency, here's the post office below. The post office is below the travel agency. The aeroplane is flying over the town. The aeroplane is flying over the town. Regarding movement, when over is used, like the surfaces do not have to touch each other. But for still positions, when you say over, usually the surfaces are touching each other. The bank is between the post office and the library. Between the post office and the library. My flat is above the bank. The opposite of below is above. So this person's flat is above the bank. They are standing on top of the building. These people are standing on top of the building. On top of is a compound preposition, 3-word preposition. Usually people do not stand on top of buildings. Sometimes when people want to protest, they do that. Or maybe to see something, a match-like thing perhaps. Okay. Or maybe to mend the roof. My flat is near the park. The park is behind the library. The library is next to the bank. Next to is also a compound preposition. He's standing in front of the library. So this man is standing in front of the library. So this is how we use these prepositions in sentences in relation to the noun coming up after them, because these are prepositions. So you have to use them, you have to place them before nouns. Here the next part of the diagram. She's walking across the road. So this girl is walking across the road. They are sitting under the bridge or underneath the bridge. Maybe there are some loiterers or beggars, like people do not normally sit under bridges. Under or underneath. He is walking along the road. So this man is walking along the road. You can also say on the road or down the road. There are other options as well, but along is a more common one. Like without turning. He is driving under the bridge. So this car is driven under the bridge. The bus stop is opposite the bank. Now this one is the bank. The bus stop is opposite the bank on the other side of the road. So there's a road here. She's walking through the market. This girl or the woman is walking through the market. So somebody asked the difference between along and through. Like we use through when there are things like rising from all the sides, like maybe trees, buildings, shops and all. That is when we use through the wood, through the market, through a tunnel and the like. She's walking up the stairs. He's walking round the market. This man is walking round the market, not through the market. Market එක මැදින් යන්න නැතුව market එක වටේ. He is walking down the steps. Okay. Right. So then this way you have some understanding about how these locative prepositions are used. In order to practice this, there is a small activity for you to do. Shirley wrote to her friend Linda, giving her instructions how to reach her house. Part of the letter is reproduced below. Look at the following map and fill in the missing prepositions in Shirley's letter. So a map is also there. So this description runs in through slides. The first part of the map and the first part of the description is given here. Here is the map. For the blanks here, you have to fill, you have to use prepositions to fill in the blanks. So you have to basically look at the nouns coming after that. You can also read the information in the map. But sometimes you also have to look at the verbs used before that as well. Now, for example, the description begins as, when you get blank the bus, start walking. So then, so what type of directions are given here? Like driving directions or walking directions? Public transport, what? Now, for example, now when you use something like this, Google Maps, you get these options: driving directions, public transport, walking directions, cycling directions, and the like. So in Shirley's letter here, what type of directions are given? Is it driving directions or walking directions? Read through the description and tell me. I didn't hear you, Lahiru.
Walking directions?
Yes. What is given here is walking directions. Mhm. Because you see here, start walking. ඇවිදින්න පටන් ගන්න කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Mhm. When you get blank the bus, comma, start walking. What is the preposition that we have to use for the first blank?
Off?
Yes.
Get off.
Yes, we can use get off. Because like walking directions is given, so the kind of public transport, the other part is not given here. When you get off the bus, in Sri Lanka, in like Asian countries, people also use get down, but get off is more common. When you get off the bus, bus එකෙන් බැස්සට පස්සේ, when you get off the bus, start walking. So you can see the bus stop here. So the directions are given from this place. When you get off the bus, start walking. Okay? Right. So then read through the information carefully and fill in the blanks. Now you see here, when we decide the preposition here, we have to look at the noun coming after that and also the verb get, because now this is also part of the verb. We call this a particle verb or prepositional. When you get off the bus, it's a fixed preposition, like fixed combination. When you get off the bus, there's no other way that we can say this. There's no single word verb for this. So this way, read through the description and fill in the blanks. Now in Sri Lanka, people also use down here. I think this is also used in India. This is also okay, like that's not wrong, but off is better there. Like in European countries, that is what people use when you get off the bus.
டேய் உனக்கு சர்வர் யாரையும் தெரியுமா? முடியும் இல்லையா? எங்கட
Okay, so we look at the answers for the first blanks here, the first slide. When you get off the bus, start walking blank the high street. Blank number 2. What is your answer?
Along.
Yes, along the high street. Along the high street. ප්‍රධාන වීදියේ දිගින්. Along the high street. Start walking along the high street, blank the church.
Towards.
Yes, towards the church. පල්ලිය දෙසට. Start walking along the high street towards the church. When you get off the bus, start walking along the high street towards the church. බස් එකෙන් බැස්සට පස්සේ ප්‍රධාන වීදිය දිගේ පල්ලිය දෙසට ඇවිදින්න පටන් ගන්න. When you get off the bus, start walking along the high street towards the church. Blank the way, you'll pass a pub called the King's Head and a telephone kiosk.
On the way.
Yes, on the way. So it's a fixed expression, on the way. On the way means like while going, like when you are going. On the way. On the way, on your way. On the way, you will pass a pub called the King's Head and a telephone kiosk. Just blank the telephone kiosk. Blank the left, there's the car. Just blank the telephone kiosk.
Past.
Yes. You can say past or after. Just after the telephone kiosk or just past the telephone. දුරකථන කුටිය පහු වෙනවත් එක්කම. Just after the telephone kiosk or just past the telephone kiosk, blank the left, there's a car park.
On the.
Yes, on the left. Or you can also use to the left. On the left. For left and right, for the two sides, the preposition we use is on. You can also use to. Just after the telephone kiosk, on the left, there's a car park. Or just past the telephone kiosk, to the left, there's a car park. දුරකථන කුටිය පහු වෙනවත් එක්කම වම් පැත්තේ car park එකක් තියෙනවා. Just after the telephone kiosk, on the left, there is a car park. Go blank the car park.
Around.
Like this is kind of walking directions. There any other answer? Go.
Inside.
Sir, can we say through there? Go
Yes.
through?
Yes. Go through the car park. Car park එක මැදින් යන්න කියන එක තමයි කියන්නේ. Go through the car park. Or you can also say across. Go through the car park or go across the car park. So like, so you have to go past the telephone kiosk. So here the car park. You have to go through that. It's something like shortcut, short way. Go across the car park or go through the car park and continue blank the footpath. The footpath. So what is the preposition? Adipara.
On.
long,
සිංහලෙන් කොහොමද කියන්නේ අඩිපාර කියන එකට? ඔයාලගේ පැතිවල අඩිපාරවල් නැද්ද? කොහොමද සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ? අඩිපාරක් තියෙනකොට
අඩිපාර දිගේ
ඔව් අඩිපාර දිගේ යන්නේ. අද දිගේ යන්න කියන එකට කියන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින්
long,
along. Continue along the footpath. Go across the car park and continue along the footpath that goes blank Boxwood. Continue along the footpath. Go across the car park and continue along the footpath that goes blank Boxwood.
Go through. Goes.
Yes, that goes through Boxwood. ඒ කියන්නේ Boxwood කියන වනරොද මැදින් යන අඩිපාර කියන එක තමයි. That here means the footpath that goes through. Go across the car park and continue along the footpath that goes through Boxwood. Go across the car park and continue along the footpath that goes through Boxwood. car park එක හරහා ගිහිල්ලා Boxwood කියන වනරොද මැදින් දිවෙන අඩිපාර දිගේ දිගටම යන්න. Go across the car park and continue along the footpath that goes through Boxwood. Turn right blank the signpost.
Turn right from.
Any other answer?
this
Yes.
side,
Yes. Now, signpost is a fixed place. In a fixed point in a journey, for a fixed point in a journey, the preposition English people use is at. To refer to a fixed point on a journey, English people use the preposition at. Turn right at the signpost. Sanya kuluna asaladi dakunata හැරෙන්න. Turn right at the signpost. Like at is like new to our languages. Like we don't have an exact Sinhala or Tamil equivalent for that. But when we want to refer to a fixed point, we use this preposition. Turn right at the signpost and walk blank the river bank. Walk. Along. Walk along the river bank. ගං ඉවුර දිගේ. මේ ගොඩක් ඒවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් okay, so now although there is a difference in the way these words are used in our languages, like whether a preposition is used or a postposition is used, now the meanings expressed, there are actually similarities between the meanings expressed, because now we use these words to convey, like to describe things, the same things that we see. Therefore, in most cases, like our equivalents in our languages and equivalents in English are the same. Like because our thinking patterns, for most of us, the thinking process goes on in our first language, Sinhala or Tamil. So there can be some of you whose like prominent language is English, but for most, the prominent language is either Sinhala or Tamil. However, like when you know the meanings and equivalents, in most cases, about 75% of the cases, so these equivalents are right. But there are also occasions there is a difference because English uses a different preposition, as in this one, like at or of or something like against. ඒවා පොඩක් වෙනස්. නමුත් ගොඩක් ඒවල සමාන කම් තියෙනවා. මොකද අපි අපේ ෆස්ට් ලැන්ග්වේජ් වලින් හිතලා අපි යොදන එක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට නිවැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒක 100%ක්ම නිවැරදි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සම 70%ක් විතර නිවැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතුරු 130 විතර මේ ඉංග්‍රීසි යූස් එක අපි පුරුදු වෙන්න ඕන එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක. දැන් අපි කිව්වොත් අපි සිංහලෙන් ගං ඉවුර දිගේ යනවා කියලා කියනවා. දිගේ කියන එකට ඉංග්‍රීසි වචනය along. ඉතින් එතකොට ඒකේ ඒ වචනේ තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. But when you say something like on the way, it is something, it's a fixed expression. You have to learn it through reading and all. ඒ වගේ එකක් ඉතින් සිංහලෙන් ඒ විදිහට කියන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ගොඩක් ඒවට මේ locative prepositions. නැත්නම් preposition එක describe කරද්දී ඒ තියෙන equivalent ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒක හැම වෙලාවෙම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. 70%ක විතර අපිට මේ අලුතෙන් ඉංග්‍රීසි යූස් එක පුරුදු වෙන්න වෙනවා. Turn right at the signpost and walk along the river bank until you come blank a bridge.
near,
Mhm. Well, regarding the preposition near, near is used regarding what we say static location, static or like still. For movement, I don't think we can use near. දැන් මේ අපි කතා කරන්නේ movement එකක් ගැන. This is directions. කියන්නේ යන්න කියන එක ඒ වෙලාවට අපිට near කියන preposition එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. ඒක අපි කියනවා static location එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ නිශ්චල පිහිටීමක් ගැන කියද්දි තමයි near කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. ඒක vague preposition එකක්. අර අපි පොඩි කාලේ පාවිච්චි කරාට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ටිකක් පොඩි යුනිවර්සිටි ලෙවල් එකට වගේ එනකොට ඉතින් ඒක එච්චර useful preposition එකක් නෙමෙයි. එකෙන් හරියටම location එක කියන්න බෑ near කියන එකෙන්. ඒක නිකන් vague. දල අදහසක් විතරයි එකෙන් කියන්නේ. I think the preposition we can use here is to. There's another one that is not that much common in Sri Lanka that is used in the West, that is as far as. Turn right at the signpost and walk along the river bank until you come to a bridge, or until you come as far as a beach. පාලමක් හම්බු වෙනකන්, පාලමක් ගාවට එනකන් කියන එක තමයි මේ කියන්නේ. You can use one of these options here. Turn right at the signpost and walk along the river bank until you come to a bridge. පාලමක් ගාවට එනකන්. As far as
near a bridge.
That's what I was explaining. This is now because the person has to move. Now we are talking about two things here. like position and movement. Position is one thing. That is, position means no movement, static things. Like when you set a lab apparatus, or like a computer or something like that, or a part in your body, like they do not move. That is like still position, static location. Movement means like you move it, you move from one place to another. Like near is a vague preposition. It's a kind of childhood use. Like near doesn't give exact location. Like, so when you advance in life, kind of when you become university students, so like you have to give the exact position. For example, now think of a doctor doing an operation inside the body. So then you have to exactly know where you have to cut. So that way, like you can't use near to give exact location, and because with the verb come, it is not good to use the verb, the preposition near. Like you can say, my house is near the park. That is okay, because the house is not moving. But when you are moving, when you give directions for a person to go from one place to another, English people don't use this preposition. The options you can use here is until you come to a bridge, or come as far as a big. සිංහලෙන් කිව්වට පාලමක් ගාවට එනකම්, පාලමක් ළඟට එනකම් කියලා අපි තමිල් වලුත් ඒවා එකක් කියනවා ඇති. නමුත් ඉංග්‍රීසි වලදී ඒක පාවිච්චි. එහෙම පොඩි වෙනස්කම් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි වෙනස්කමුත් ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. අපේ පේ ලැන්ග්වේජ් එකේ ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේෂන් එකම ඉංග්‍රීසි වලදී පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට හරියනවා ඒක. නමුත් ඒ අලුත් යූසර්ස් උත් අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. Turn right at the sign, pause and walk along the river bank until you come to a bridge, or until you come as far as a bridge. Next sentence, don't go blank the bridge, but keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside. Don't go
over,
Don't go over the bridge. Don't go over the bridge. පාලම උඩින් යන්න. Don't go over the bridge. You can also use across. Over or across. Don't go over the bridge, but keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside. Don't go over the bridge, but keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside. Can use over or across is also right. Over is the best one. Don't go over the bridge, but keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside. Okay. Right, so that is the first part of directions. Before go to the second part, Can someone read this description aloud with the answers? Any volunteer? So reading aloud is also important in order for you to for pronunciation practice and all. So somebody says pass here, PASS. Pass is not a preposition. PASS, pass is a verb. Past is the preposition. PAST, past. But that answer is wrong here. Don't go past the bridge කියලා කිව්වොත් ඔයා කියන්නේ පාලම පහු කරලා යන්න එපා කියලා. ඒක ඉතින් වැරදි. පාලම පහු කරලා යන්න ඕනේ. පාලම උඩින් යන්න එපා කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. නැත්නම් පාලම හරහා ඒ පැත්තට යන්න එපා කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Okay? Right. Someone read the description aloud. The first part. What is on this slide? Any volunteer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Vilochan.
When you get off the bus, start walking along the high street towards the church. On the way, towards the church. On the way, you will pass a pub called King's Head and the telephone kiosk. Just after the telephone kiosk, on the left, there is a car park. Go through the car park and continue along the footpath that goes through Boxwood. Turn right at the signpost and walk along the river bank until you come to a bridge. Don't go over the bridge, but keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside.
Right. Thank you, Vilochan. Okay, so there's a question here. What is the meaning of as far as in Sinhala? සිංහලෙන් කියනවා නම් ඒකට as far as කියන්නේ දක්වා කියන එක. දක්වා. As far as yeah. ඒ දක්වා කියන්නේ පාලමක් හම්බ වෙනක. හරියටම සිංහලෙන් ඉතින් වචනයක් නැහැ. එහෙම සමහර ඒවට ඉතින් එහෙම හරියටම නෑ පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් වෙනස්. එක එක භාෂාවලින් පාවිච්චි කරන විදිය චුට්ටක් වෙනස්. Okay. Right, so then you have to go this way. Keep on walking along the river bank. Not this way, this way. And when you go this way, you see this cottage called Hillside. A cottage means a small house. A small house in a rural area. Okay. As far as I know mean mama danna vidiyata. Yeah. ඒක හරි. But they are as far as used as a conjunction. එතකොට ඒක ඒ වගේ එකක් වෙනවා. ඒතර preposition එකක් විදිහට නෙමෙයි පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ. As far as I know. Yeah. කියන්නේ මන් දන්න විදිහට කියන එක තමයි. නමුත් අපි location වලදී as far as කියන්නේ ඒ දක්වා කියන එක. As far as. ඒක එච්චර ලංකාවේ එච්චරම location වලදී පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. UK වල එහෙම තමයි. Western countries වල ඒක පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ නෙමෙයි. නමුත් අර ඒක අපේ අයට එච්චර හුරු නෑ ඒක. ඒ විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරලා. Okay? Right. Now you can fill in the blanks from 14 to 27. Yes, native English. Okay, so we'll look at the next answers. Keep on walking until you reach a cottage called Hillside. Playing the cottage, there's a narrow road. What is the answer?
Pass.
I didn't hear you.
Pass.
In front of.
Uh-huh. This is actually an enlarged picture. So road means this one. Narrow road means this one. Uh-huh. Okay, there can be several options. Okay. The answer options given in the particular book is actually behind. So this is the front part of the house. The road is actually at the rear part of the house. The cottage. This may be why this preposition is used. Behind the cottage, there's a narrow road. Actually, this is something like an enlarged picture. So that is why, yeah. So this one is maybe this one is a footpath. This is what is meant by the narrow road. Behind the cottage, there's a narrow road that leads blank a farm.
Who?
Yes, that leads to a farm. So this is a fixed expression actually now. This is a part of the verb. We say this kind of a verb is called this kind of a verb is called a particle verb or a phrasal verb. Something like keep on and the like leads to. That leads to a farm means that takes you to a farm. ගොවිපලක් වෙත දිවෙන, ගොවිපලක් වෙත යන, ගොවිපලක් වෙත ඔබව ගෙන යන. Behind the cottage, there's a narrow road that leads to a farm. That leads to a farm. It's a fixed expression. Here, we can't use towards because now, because it's a fixed expression. So although we say that prepositions are used before nouns, that is the basic use of the preposition. Sometimes with particular verbs also you have to use a particular preposition. So they are like we have to learn them through usage, through reading things and all. Both of these words together gives the meaning here. It's a fixed expression. You can't use other preposition here. That leads to a farm. This kind of verb is called a multi-word verb or a particle verb. මේක මේ to කියන එක noun එක අනුව use කරන එකක් නෙමෙයි මෙතන. මේක ක්‍රියාපදයට අදාළ එකක්. ක්‍රියාපදයෙන් කොටසක්. මේ වගේ ක්‍රියාපදයකට කියනවා multi word verb එකක් කියලා. එක වචනෙට වඩා වැඩියෙන් තියෙන ක්‍රියාපදය. කියන්නේ වචන කිහිපයක් තියෙන ක්‍රියාපද. So it's a multi-word verb or a particle verb, as in keep on, also get off the bus. ඒක අපිට තනි වචනෙන් සිංහලෙන් පුළුවන් බස් එකෙන් බහින්න කියන එක තනි වචනෙන් සිංහලෙන් කියන්න. නමුත් ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් ඒක තනි වචනෙන් කියන්න බෑ. එතන වචන දෙකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා. get off. ඒ වගේ ඒවට තමයි multi word verb එහෙම නැත්නම් particle verb කියලා කියන්නේ. Behind the cottage there's a narrow road that leads to a farm. Follow the road and turn left just blank reaching the farm. Turn, yes, just before reaching the farm. ගොවිපලට ළඟා වෙන්න පොඩ්ඩකට කලින් වමට හැරෙන්න. Turn left just before reaching the farm. Behind the cottage, there's a narrow road that leads to a farm. Follow the road and turn left just before reaching the farm. Blank the end, blank this road.
In the end, on this side.
At.
Yes, at the end. It's a fixed point. එක fixed point එකක් නිසා at කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ at the end. At the end, blank this road.
Of.
Yes, at the end of this road. මේ පාර කෙළවරේ. At the end of this road. මේ පාර කෙළවරේ. At the end of this road. අපි කියනවා මේකට genitive use එක කියලා. කියන්නේ ඊට අදාළ දෙයක්. Possessive use එක. කියන්නේ අයිතියක් වගේ දෙයක්. මේ කෙළවර කියන එකේ පාරට අදාළ දෙයක්. එතකොට of කියන preposition එක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. As in when we say a friend of mine. Or like the capital of Sri Lanka, the president of Sri Lanka. So that way, like when you talk about some sort of a relation, belonging, the preposition we use is of. At the end of this road, me pare kelavare. There is a row blank houses.
Of.
Yeah,
Row
again
of.
of. Yes, again of. Again genitive use. අර use එකම තමයි. ඊට අදාළයි. ගෙවල් පේලියක්. ගෙවල් වලට අදාළ වගේම ඒ වගේ කියන එක. At the end of this road, there's a row of houses. There's a row of houses. I live blank the middle house.
In. In.
Yes. So do you have another lecture now?
No, sir.
What about ASP students? ASP students, do you have another lecture now? Physical science students?
No, sir.
Okay. So then, yeah, we'll finish this off. I live in the middle house. It is number 10 and has a lamp post.
In front of.
In front. In
Yes,
front of.
in front of or outside, right? In front of. Outside is also right. So that was the answer given in the book. It is number 10 and has a lamp post in front of it or outside it. If I am not in, go blank the back.
Around.
Yes. Go around the back. Or you can also use to, go to the back. Around was the answer given in the book, but to is also right. If I am not in, go around the back or go around the back or go to the back. Where you will find a spare key
In front of. Next to.
you have to study the diagram well and understand what the person is telling.
Okay.
Yes.
Under.
Yes. So like here is also either you can use the genitive preposition of or the dative or something like for. Where you will find a spare key of the front door. ඉදිරි දොරේ අමතර යතුරක්. නැත්නම් ඉදිරි දොර සඳහා වෙන ඉස්සරහ දොර අරින්න පුළුවන්. කියන අපි කියන එක dative එක කියලා possessive preposition එක හරි dative preposition එක තමයි මෙතන පාවිච්චි. of හරි for හරි to කියන to එකත් okay to. ඉදිරි දොර සඳහා වන නැත්නම් ඉස්සරහ දොරේ අමතර යතුරක් කියන එකයි මේ කියන්නේ. Where you will find a spare key for the front door, spare key of the front door, blank the right.
Hit the right.
For the directions, the prepositions we usually use is either left and right are directions, like the sides. The prepositions we usually use are either on or to. මේ දෙක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. එක්ක on, එක්ක to. Left right කියනකොට ඔය දෙක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. Where you will find a spare key for the front door. Sorry. Not here. On the right or to the right. On the right or to the right, blank.
Of.
Of. Again, the genitive possessive preposition. පිටිපස්ස දොරේ, like what is given in this enlarged picture is the back door. The key is for the front door. Where you will find a spare key for the front door on the right of the back door. On the right of the back door. Blank a flower pot.
Under.
Yes.
Under a flower.
Yes, under. Under a flower pot. I hope you don't get lost. I hope you don't get lost. මං හිතනවා ඔයා අතරමං වෙන්නේ නැති වෙයි කියලා. I hope for under, beneath is also right, but beneath is more formal. Like because here this is kind of informal situation. Under is okay. Beneath is similar to under. Beneath or underneath, they are like beneath and underneath. Maybe literature, you use that in literature, and also like in academic language. That is where beneath is used. Last one, looking forward, blank, seeing you again.
For.
This is a very common expression, like in emails, letters, and all. You use what is the preposition we use after look forward?
To.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is also like not based on the verb coming after that. This is a particle verb. Fixed expression. මේක මේ විදියට විතරයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක fixed expression එකක්. අර වගේ lead to වගේ එකක්. හරිද? මේ පිටිපස්සෙන් ඊට පස්සේ verb look forward to කියන එක. So this is a particle verb. මේ වචන තුනම එකම ක්‍රියාපදය. Look forward to means like expect with pleasure, like eagerly await or බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා කියන එක. ඒක ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් ඒ ක්‍රියාව කියනට වචන තුනක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Look forward to or looking forward to. You can't change that. ඒවට වෙන preposition පාවිච්චි කරන්නම බෑ. ඒක fixed. Yes, and also the other rule regarding this one is if you are using a verb after this preposition, yeah, like, okay, now you are learning new things here, like what you have learned in schools is like, maybe okay, but in the university you are learning new things. After look forward to, if you want to use another verb, the verb should essentially be in the ing form. Like, because this is a very common one, you have to learn that. So you have to say, look forward to seeing you again, look forward to meeting you, look forward to welcoming you. එහෙම විතරයි මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න. Look forward to Q1 කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරාට පස්සේ after the particle verb look forward to, if you want to use another verb, the verb should essentially be in the ing form. Base form එකෙන් තියන්න බෑ. ඒතකොට වැරදි. මේක මේ විදිහට විතරයි කියන්න පුළුවන්. Look forward to seeing you again. මේක මෙතන ඉන්ෆිනිටිව් එකක් නෙමෙයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. මේ verb එකට පස්සේ පාවිච්චි කරන විදිය. Look forward to seeing you again. Look forward to meeting you. Look forward to welcoming you. What else? Look forward to receiving the details. මේක නිතරම emails වලදී letters වලදී පාවිච්චි කරන එකක්. මේක මේ විදිහට විතරයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න. Samaning, maybe in schools you have learned like after preposition 4 you use the ing form of the verb, after preposition 2 you use the base form. That is all right, but this is not that. It's a different thing. It's a different structure. These special structures you have to learn separately. Yes, I look forward to hearing from you. I look for, that's a very common one. Emails or letters වලදී look forward to අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම look forward to කියන එකට පස්සේ verb එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ඒක ing form එකෙන් විතරයි ඉංග්‍රීසි වලදී පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැතුව නිකන් noun එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. Like look forward to your reply. එහෙම noun එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් මේක පස්සේ. Look forward to your reply කියන එකයි look forward to hearing from you කියන එකයි එකම තමයි. හැබැයි ඒ විදිහේ verb එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා ing form එකෙන් විතරයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. Right. Okay. So this way, so I think you have learned some locative prepositions. Prepositions we can use when we describe position and movement, when we give directions and all. Some of these things may not be new to you, but you may have also learned new things here. So then when you use language, you have to use them that way. And there's The next activity is also about this, giving directions to your own places. This is something that we have, this is a pair work. For this, you have to talk to somebody in class, just like in the previous lesson. And what comes after that is the use of like describing position in your academic subjects. So in biology, in computing, physical sciences, it's also biology. There's another question, sir. Like, do compound prepositions and particles are same? No. ඉතින් grammar වලදී එක එක term අපි පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Like, compound means like when there's more than one for the same thing. Like compound nouns, compound verbs, compound prepositions. ඒක නිකන් compound කියන එකේ අදහස් කරන්නේ එක වචනෙට වඩා වැඩි කියන එක. ඒක හැබැයි පොඩක් මේ එක වගේ තමයි. I understand your question. Particle multi word verb එකත් එක වචනෙට වඩා වැඩි තමයි. නමුත් ඒක okay. සමානකමක් තියෙනවා තමයි. නමුත් එහෙම like what you say is like there is a similarity, but people use it like particle කියන එකත් අලුත් වචනයක්. මේක ලංකාවේ මම හිතන්නේ දෙතුන් දෙනෙකුට වැඩි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. okay. නමුත් ලෝකේ මේක අවුරුදු 100ක් විතර මම හිතන්නේ මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න අරගෙන. නමුත් ඒක ලංකාවේ මේක තාම prepositions කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. particle කියන්නේ prepositions වලට වෙන නමක්. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මේක සමහරු adverbs කියලා කියනවා මේක. verb එකත් එක්ක පාවිච්චි වෙන නිසා. සමහරු prepositions කියලා කියනවා. මේ විදිහේ මේ දෙකොල්ලෝ රණ්ඩු වෙන නිසා තමයි ඔය මේ functional label එකක් නැති term එක. මේක science වලින් ගත term එකක්. මොකද particle එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ science වලදී. For example, there's something called subatomic particles. මේක ඇත්තටම science වලින් මේ term එක අරගෙන මේ grammar වලට අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. What is a particle? සිංහලෙන් කියන අංශුවක් කියලා. හරිද? උපපරමාණුක අංශු subatomic particles. ඒ වගේ පොඩි දෙයක් කියන පොඩි වචනයක් කියන අදහසින් තමයි particle කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ රණ්ඩු වෙන නිසා මේක සමහරු කියනවා මේක verb එකකට පස්සේ පාවිච්චි කරා මේකට adverb කියලා කියන්න ඕනේ කියලා. සමහරු කියනවා preposition ඊට පස්සේ noun එකක් කියන නිසා preposition කියලා. ඒ රණ්ඩුව බේරන්න තමයි පාටි. ඒක අලුත් වචනයක් එක. ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ඒක ඉතින් දන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ලෝකේ දන්නවා මේක අවුරුදු 100 ගානක් මේක මම හිතන්නේ introduce කරලා. නමුත් මේක මේ verbs එක පාවිච්චි කරලා දැන් අවුරුදු 30ක් 40ක් විතර එනවා ඉතින්. නමුත් ලංකාවේ තාම මේ දැනුම ලංකාවේ කට්ටිය ඒක තාම එච්චර පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් ඔය දැන් ඒවා සම්බන්ධවෙනුත් ඔය තියෙනවා දෙකක්. phrasal verbs කියලා තියෙනවා. prepositional verbs කියලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒවත් දෙකට බෙදෙන එක අමාරු නිසා තමයි පොදුවේ මේවට multi word verbs කියලා. මේක ක්‍රියාපද වලට අදාළ දෙයක්. ඒ කියන්නේ යම් කිසි ක්‍රියාවක් කියන එක like සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි කිව්වොත් run, play, climb ඒවා තනි වචනනේ. ක්‍රියාපද කියන ඒවා තනි වචනනේ. නමුත් සමහර වෙලාවට සමහර ක්‍රියාවන් තනි වචනෙන් කියන්න බෑ. අපි බස් එකට නගින්න කියන එක ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් තනි වචනෙන් කියන්න බෑ. අනිවාර්යෙන් වචන දෙයක් get on කියලා කියන්න වෙනවා. ඒකට තමයි ඔය multi word verb කියලා කියන්නේ. particle verb කියන වචනේත් පාවිච්චි කරනවා. ඒක ලංකාවේ තාම එච්චර පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. ලෝකයේ අනිත් තැන්වල පාවිච්චි කරනවා. ඒක අලුත් term එකක් නිසා තාම එච්චර නැහැ. ලංකාවේ කට්ටිය වැඩිපුර දන්නේ phrasal verb කියන එක. ඒක ගොඩක් කාලෙක ඉඳන් තියෙන පරණ වචනයක් phrasal verb. compound කියන වචනේ එච්චර වැදගත් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒක නේ අර ඔයාලට මෙතන එක වචනට වඩා preposition කියලා අපි word class කියලා කිව්වට සමහර වෙලාවට ඉතින් ඒක තනි වචනෙම නෙමෙයි කියන I think ඒවා grammar terms එක like again ඔච්චර worry වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඔයාලා science ළමයි නිසා if you know the meaning, that is it, how to use them. Meaning is the how to express your ideas is the most important thing here. Okay, right. So then we'll discuss the other parts of this lesson when we meet next time. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Right.